Okay, so buckle up because this is honestly one of the most insane things I've ever witnessed in a courtroom, and the judge's reaction just makes it legendary in my book. A few years ago, I was working as a court reporter for a small-town courthouse, mostly handling petty stuff and the occasional family drama. That day, we had this custody hearing for a kid named Jamie, whose parents were in the middle of a brutal, messy divorce. The father, Tom, was this greasy, career criminal type who bounced between odd jobs and drug busts. And the mother, Lisa, was a former addict trying to get clean but still a bit unstable. Both parties were notorious locally for their borderline toxic behavior. Anyway, the courtroom was packed because these two had been wrecking each other. The judge, grizzled old guy named Judge Harris, famous for his deadpan demeanor. Here's where it gets wild. Tom's lawyer calls a surprise witness a woman named Karen, claiming she's a rehab counselor who can prove. She starts her testimony, but everything already smells fishy. Midway through her sworn statement, someone's phone goes off loud and obnoxious. Everyone looks around, but the owner of the phone swears it wasn't them. The judge slams his gavel, warning everyone about phone etiquette. But then Karen suddenly coughs violently. She pulls out a small pill bottle, accidentally, and starts fumbling with it right there at the stand. Then, without missing a beat, she pops a few pills like candy. At this point, Lisa's lawyer asks for a recess to assess the witness's credibility, which the judge begrudgingly grants. Outside the courtroom, I overhear courtroom security talking about how Karen was caught the night before driving under the influence while wearing the same cursed rehab counselor badge she was flashing in court to prove. Fast forward to the next day, and Karen's back for round two. But here's the kicker. Tom's lawyer apparently bribed someone, probably another shady character, to sneak in some evidence into Lisa's briefcase, a video allegedly showing Lisa shooting up in the bathroom. When the video starts playing in court, the entire room is quiet except for the crackly sound of the footage. Everyone stares at the screen, but then suddenly the video glitches. And out of nowhere, the grainy footage reveals that the figure doing the shots has a tattoo on their wrist, matching Karen's distinctive butterfly ink that everyone recognized from that morning. The judge's face went from annoyed to stunned to absolutely cracking up. A belly laughed, the kind where he literally slaps his knee and has to pause to compose himself. He says, "Well, it looks like our star witness wasn't the one we should have been worried about." Turns out Karen had tried to frame Lisa by planting evidence, but in her rush to cover her tracks, she ended up incriminating herself. That video, originally supposed to destroy Lisa, was the nail in Karen's coffin. The whole courtroom erupted in murmurs and some snickering. But the judge held up his hand and said, "This court will remember to vet our witnesses better next time." In the end, Lisa got full custody of Jamie, Karen got reprimanded, and lost her counselor license, and probably a few other things that never made the paper. And Tom? Well, the biggest irony of all, he was arrested that same week for possession with intent to sell after a sting operation unrelated to the case. The best part? After the case, Lisa sent me a text thanking me for being discreet and said, "I've got my son, and karma's got those assholes right where it hurts. Thanks for witnessing the chaos." Judge Harris' belling laugh still gives me goosebumps, thinking about how even the most serious places can be blindsided by the ridiculousness of real life.